Hey, what up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome today to a new episode of The Road to Glory here on FIFA 18 Ultimate Team. This is episode number 69 and is going to be carrying on in the Weekend League. So, if you haven't already seen the last episode, you might want to go and click in the top right corner and watch it, because we started off our little trip in the Weekend League, and we also opened our free Ultimate Pack, which gave us an amazing 90 rated player. So make sure you check that out if you haven't done so already. And of course, make sure you hit thumbs up on today's video and subscribe if you're new. So we got off to a really good start, I would say. 4 wins and 1 loss at the start of the Weekend League, and this was like mid-Saturday, this was Saturday afternoon, and the pros had arrived at the FUTWIZ HQ, and games were starting to be played. So we were all in like full-on concentration mode, and I felt kind of confident after the great morning that I'd had in order to like get my first 4 wins and get quite a few rage quits. And I feel like I was just generally playing some alright FIFA. So it wasn't a surprise to me when I go 1-0 up against this guy, Mbappe getting on the score sheet this time. So he's been... I actually want to talk about this whole team in general. Now, there's going to be loads of games played in today's episode. You know, I'll be talking over the top of it. You can watch it in the background and stuff, and you'll be able to see like the scores and results and all the goals that go in from that. Beautiful goal by Harry Kane, by the way. But if we were to talk about the whole starting 11, like... in goal, we've got Leno. Now, I got Leno, who's 85 rated, over the 84 Fairman that everyone uses, because, well... to be honest, Farman's been poor for me lately. He's been really poor, and he's been just completely and utterly messing up. And so I wanted to try something different. I just need a German goalie, someone that's going to link to Jerome Boateng. And so far, Leno's been doing a great job. I actually kind of like him. He's been a solid goalkeeper for me. And now in the defence, now obviously we changed it up and we got ourselves Boateng over Ginter, because Ginter, I don't know, I'd used him a fair bit. I'd really wanted to test him out, and then when I got him in game, I was like, yeah, he's all right. He's not too bad, but he's just not as solid as what I could have with Jerome Boateng. And I've always been a big fan of using Boateng on the game. Like, he's one of my favourite defenders, so I just wanted to bring him back into the fold, basically. And of course, he links out to Alaba. Alaba was someone which I knew I wanted in the team, but I didn't know if I was going to be able to afford after buying Kane and seeing how many coins I had left after selling everything. And it was quite easy, actually, to get him into the team. So that was what really allowed us to bring Boateng back in, because that links off from the goalie to the left back. And then, of course, he also gets a strong link to my midfielders. But on the other side of the defence, you might notice from the gameplay that I've actually been playing Leon Goretzka as my right back rather than Meunier. Now, I'm not sure if this is something that someone at the office told me or recommended for me to do, because I had Meunier and it would give me a chance to use him as a midfielder rather than, you know, using him as a right back and then Goretzka in the midfield. So I thought I'd try it out, and I was actually really enjoying it. Look at that team we come up against, by the way. 2 Team of the Years, and then 2 very high rated informs. The rest icons with Rio Ferdinand, Roberto Carlos, Prime Vieira, and a Pele. Just a cheeky Pele in there. Little voice crack. I don't think I've done one of them for years. But yeah, so I just wrote this game off. This was going to be a loss, right? Until we get in and score. Go 1-0 up with Harry Kane right there. He just messed up and gave me the ball. And like I mentioned before, if you give Kane any possible little bit of space or any half chance, with the shooting that this guy's got, it's going to probably end up in the back of the net. And you're probably going to see me running off to the camera celebrating, because that's how clinical this guy is. He really is. Look at this right here. That's a banger. That is an absolute beautiful goal. And the Xbox button thing helped me there, because that guy obviously got a little bit stressed. Just pressed the button immediately. And what that does is, of course, it just kicks you out of the game straight away. So, fine. I'll take the win. I can't believe I beat that guy. And imagine if he stayed in the game, he probably would have got some chances to get back into it. But fair enough. He decided, you never know. That person might have lost 6 on the bounce and is just triggered out of his mind. And therefore going 2-0 down is just like, screw this, I'm getting out of here. And you might see a little bit of that coming up later on in today's episode. Now, this guy that I'm up against had probably probably the worst team that I've come up against. Like just full gold team, nothing crazy, nothing special for this moment of the game. Like, my squad's way better than his, way more valuable, and I've not spent a penny on the game, or haven't really played the weekend league either. So either the guy got this game for Christmas, or he just doesn't play the game that often. But what he was a seriously good Ultimate Team player, or he was on the level that was very similar to mine, or way better. Like, it was a struggle, is what I'm trying to get across here. I'm not trying to say that I'm also a very good Ultimate Team player, because I'm definitely not. But I was 2-1 down at half-time, and look at the percentage stats there. He was really holding the ball well. It frustrates the hell out of me whenever someone does that, because I can't play my style. I have to, like, aggressively go to him to try and win that ball back, and then I've got to make my chance count. Otherwise, he's going to keep the ball again for another 10 minutes. So it's real difficult. And it took me until the 90th minute to get the equaliser. So lucky. Like, I had been trying to pepper his goal for the last 20 minutes, and eventually it came through. Like, he'd had the same amount of shots at the end of the 90 minutes as he did in the first half. That's how much I tried to get back into this match in the second. And then he goes 3-2 up, like 6 minutes in to extra time. You know, we've got to do it all over again now. He's now 1 goal ahead again, and he likes to keep the ball. But Kane picks the ball up here, somehow gets it over that defender's leg, and then, like, shoots it past Van Dijk and I think Eric Bailly, or whoever the centre-backs are for this guy's team. Look at that touch. And then bang, what a goal. Like, he just does it, doesn't he? Every single time. And then substitute Martial with great strength here, and I do a full power LBY to the back post. It doesn't quite work out until we get lucky with the bounces and the passes. Like, in an ideal world, I just head that one home from the cross that I put in originally. But it got defended. Bakayoko, who was a super sub, played it to Tolisso, who was a super sub, and that was a goal to put me into the lead for, like, the first time. And then I get another goal. I actually, because he then has to push me, it opens up the defence a little bit, and it allowed me to go on a counter-attack, hit him on the break, and just score the goal to actually win this game, which I thought I was going to lose there. I thought that was going to be a genuine loss, and that was going to be a tough one to take, because I don't like losing to people that hold more possession than me. That frustrates me more than anything. So I think I remember tweeting this out, that I was up to like 8 wins, and this is the point where I stopped to watch the Ipswich-Norwich match. As I'm sure some of you know, I'm from Ipswich. I'm an Ipswich fan, and it was on TV. We stuck it on the office, and I was watching the second half, which was a dull affair. Norwich were all over us, to be honest. And then we managed to get this awesome, like, 88th minute goal. So hype, I went nuts in the office. And then in the last second of the game, Norwich come back to equalise. So what would have been taken as a draw, and I probably would have taken a draw away at Norwich, who we haven't beaten for like a decade or something, ends up feeling like a loss, because you concede right at the last second. It was like gut-wrenching. It was heartbreaking, and I was in a foul mood. I was in a very, very foul mood. So obviously going back to play Foot Champs, I was already in a bit of a sour one. I wasn't super happy. And then I kept conceding to Rui Costa. Kept conceding in this particular match right here. You'll see it going on. Like, I'm scoring. I'm getting kind of back into it. You know, I'm doing the craziness with Kane. Whenever he receives the ball, just whack it, because it goes into the back of the net. But I'm constantly behind, and it's difficult because this guy was fairly good. I'd say we were more level than the last opponent that I played, that I ended up somehow beating. But this guy was a bit like me, a bit of a long shot merchant. I do like to hit a long shot every now and again. People tell me that it doesn't take much skill. I somewhat disagree. And then when I concede a bunch of them, I'm like, well, I couldn't have done anything about that. All he's done is press shoot. But that's what I do. So, little taste of my own medicine in this game. It definitely wasn't a 6-2. There's no way in hell this game should be 6-2. But I'd sort of given up. I'm surprised I hadn't pressed the Xbox button earlier, to be honest, to just get out of this game. Especially because of the foul mood that I was in, because of the Ipswich result. It just wasn't. I wasn't in a great place at this point in time, and I was like, okay, this is where it starts. This is that time where everything starts to go downhill because I'm not a pro player. I might have started and got a fairly good, first 8 games on the board or first 11 games with 8 wins or something. But as soon as I start losing, I'm going to lose a ton on the bounce. And yeah, well, I go 1-0 up in this one. Really nice goal from Leon Bailey. Guy's a beast, by the way. This is probably one of the best gems on the game, in my opinion. I actually think so. I know people rave about Lozano. I've raved about Lozano and Alessandrini. But this, honestly, Leon Bailey, oh my god, so good. His long shot is ridiculous. Look at this goal right here. He just does the defender, and that's a beautiful goal. It actually is. He's someone which can jump and head the ball as well. He's got 4-star skills, 4-star weak foot. The guy's rapid. He's one of the better players on the game for sure. He's not the easiest to link because there aren't many good Leverkusen players to link him to that are like fit the game very well and stuff. So I've linked him to my Scream Bender, I think it is, that he gets a strong link off of. But for now, he is doing the business. He actually is, and I friggin' love him. And I go 3-2 down in this game right here, and for some reason can't contain Willian, and every time someone plays a through ball to him, I can't stop it. And I go 4-2 down to this guy. Harry Kane then heel clicks his way past and gets past a couple defenders, plays it to the back post. There's a third goal for Leon Bailey. There's your hat-trick, my friend. Fully deserved because he's a complete and utter beast. I think he costs a bit more than someone like Lozano and Alessandrini and stuff, but he plays in a slightly more popular league, of course, and he's a little bit more usable, perhaps. Maybe not than Alessandrini, but he's also got insane stats, and he's a second in form, and he's likely to get boosted with some sort of ratings refresh whenever that happens. So he gets 4 goals, and we are 4-4 in this one, going on into extra time. Bailey then plays it into Harry Kane, who just bangs it again, because I've told you hundreds of times. That's all you got to do, take a touch and bang it. And we do go 5-4 up. So this game's been one where I haven't really been in the lead, and again, I've turned it round in extra time, got myself to extra time, and then scored to go into the lead here. Munir then plays it to Bakayoko into Harry Kane, score the goal right there, and that is going to be see you later to my opponent. I'm not going to lie, he's got 4 minutes left on the clock and then he gets his match coins. So that was a little bit silly for him to just press that button. But with the way it is and the way that you just press one button and then boom, you're gone. It's so tempting to do when you're ragey and stressy and horrible. So that game brought me back a little bit because, we'd had a little bit of a tough run. And I was, like I said, not the happiest and nicest version of last two that I could sometimes be. And then we get matched up against a pretty tough team. Guys got Henry and Vieira and Rio and just nice players. But I get through and score a dodgy goal with Harry Kane. I remember saying at that point, why isn't this working? Why aren't the buttons doing what I'm asking them to do? And I don't even remember shooting at that point. I think I was trying to tackle the ball back because I thought I'd lost it, and they end up shooting. It goes in the back of the net. So this one was a bit of an odd one. It was real peak time on Sunday where I think we started to get into the realms of a little bit of button delay and a little bit of the heavy server lag and impact that starts to play on it. But I don't really want to say that as an excuse. I just noticed that this particular game, certain things weren't working well on my controller, and I was doing some real sloppy stuff. But then Leon Bailey does what he does best and gets a goal for the squad as well. Finesse shots from the edge of the box or power shots from the edge of the box with Bailey will often result in similarly to Kane, will often result in you running off celebrating because he's that good. And then this one just turned. I go from 2-2. Sorry, excuse me. I'm coughing everything up here. I go from 2-2 to 4-2 down. And then all of a sudden I'm 5-2 down, and it was a little bit like that other loss we took with the Rui Costa long shots. I don't think it should have been 5-2 this game. This was much more even, and still the best player that I've played was the guy that, either the subscriber that beat me in the first game, in the fifth game, or the guy that I ended up beating in extra time. So I don't know. I don't know what to believe anymore. So I also think part of the downfall of FUT Champs itself for people and their mental state and stuff is when you lose a game where you don't think you should have. That's when you're most at your complete and utter just pure rage. It's toxic. It can get a little bit toxic. And that goal I just conceded there in that game was just Stupid defending to let him get in to play the ball across, but then that's a definite auto header from his player. Like, he had nothing to do with that, so it's frustrating. And the goals I'm scoring are nice. You know, I work that around, score a lovely long shot with a low driven power on it with Leon Bailey, and then he scores that. Okay, fair enough. It's not the greatest, but it's not the worst. It's definitely better than the last goal that he scored. I then get in with Kane, heel click, and a lovely, lovely finish that I like. I kind of like the quality of the goals that I'm scoring. I feel like they're nice. I feel like they're enjoyable to watch, at least. Yeah, I'll score some dodgy goals from time to time. And just like this guy, it was an even match. He ends up scoring and getting the win. I can't remember if I end up pressing the button. I don't know if I pressed the button. There are some games where I might press the button coming up soon. And just take a look at the opponent we're up against here. That right there is a super, mega, ridiculous, redonkulous team. Took that guy 1 minute 30, or less than that, to go 1-0 up, and then he scores again, and there you go. I just pressed the button. Like, I'm not going to waste my time against that guy who is clearly better with a better team. I need to get up to this 11 wins. I wanted to get on and do other videos. I wanted to hang out with my mates as well, so I needed to just plow on through and get up to the win tally that I needed to be at. Now, I go 1-0 down in this next game, and this guy has definitely not got the caliber of team that the last guy had. So what's going on here? Am I just playing stupid because I'm raging? I think so when I look back at the defending, because I go 2-0 down in this one, and then, well, I managed to get a goal back here. That's one of the least, or the less pretty goals that I'll score. It just didn't look very nice at all. And then that goes into the back of the net. Terrible goal. I feel like I should have defended that like 2 or 3 times, but the blocks just didn't quite happen, and sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, and there you go, another press of the button. At this point, I'm on like full blood boiling mode, hoping to come up against like a non-rare Prem team that I can smash 10-0 to get me back into a good mood. My head's gone at this point. It really has. It just took like 1 or 2 tough games, and my head completely went. And then this guy I was doing good against, and he broke twice and finessed it with Neymar twice, and they both went in. And it annoyed the hell out of me. And I went again. I pressed the button again. This is now getting dangerous. I could see myself getting closer and closer to playing 40 whole games to nearly try and get this 11 wins, because I'm just doing stupid stuff, conceding first. If you notice the differences between what's happening in these games and the ones where I was fresh-minded in the last episode, I was always going 1-0 up. I was always starting strong, playing well, and these games are all like they're a fight. They're me trying to claw my way back into the game. So we do get, sorry, frog voice there. We do get back into the game, and we take the lead. Leon Bailey, of course, doing Leon Bailey things. So this one's not going to be me pressing the button, I hope. Mbappe then plays it back to Kane after a lovely ball, and that little dink right there forces my opponent to then press the button. I think this is what happens on Sunday afternoons, right? There's not a huge amount of time left. People have got loads of games to play. It is just like press the button central. Now, I was worried when I saw the front three that this guy's got, and that midfield, well, and the defence as well. Like, he's got a nice team, but that red 87 Sun, I'm a little bit jealous of it. I'm not going to lie. And I was obviously fully raged at that point, because that was one bloody nil, and I pressed the button. I don't know. I'd lost my head. I had my Apple AirPods in my ears, my hood up, so I couldn't hear anyone else in the office, like, either laughing at me or doing whatever. But yeah, I was just trying to concentrate, trying to get into a mindset that was a bit better than stupid, horrible, toxic Lasty that doesn't want to play this bloody game. And yeah, it was really tough, and I actually give so much praise, so much props to anyone that can actually do this and keep a cool head. How do you not get completely wound up? I don't know. For me, it's just, unbelievable, unreal, so tough to take. Anyway, well, we're 3-1 up in this one, and it seems to have gone quite well for us. We managed to score the goal there with Leon Bailey to put us 3-1 up. Martial then plays it into Roussillon. Yeah, he gets back in the game. Absolute Jamie Vardy goal, that one, where he just sort of taps it in at the back post. But it's Operation try to not let this guy back into the game. Hazard in the 82nd minute, super sub. I think it was the first time that I brought him on, and there's the frustration. I'm even shushing. I don't think this guy shushed me. That's poor etiquette from me. I'm not gonna lie. I apologise. But Kane picks the ball up, plays it off, and then of course, well, there's not enough time for him to get back in the match. He's obviously trying to get back into the next one as quick as possible. And my final game that I played ended up getting that overall rage quit. So we end up with our 11 wins. Now that was more stressful in the final day than it definitely needed to be. Kane with 33 goals and 11 assists in the 28 games that he's now played. Bailey getting close to a goal a game after scoring plenty there. But don't forget, we've had a fair few rage quits. I've rage quit a lot as well. So the actual game time there wasn't as much as what it should be. So the goal tallies and stuff that those players have got actually really impressed me quite a bit. So that was my story in the weekend league. I am auto qualified for the next weekend. If I get a chance again, I'll do my best to work out to the 11 wins again. I won't be at the FUTWIZ office though, so it might be a different story. We'll see. I'm not promising anything, but it was fun, stressful, and emotional is what I will say. If you guys played, let me know how you got on. Are you also sort of just playing it up to the 11 wins so that you got some content to do at the weekend and during the week and stuff? Obviously, we'll have a couple of rewards. Let me know down below in the comment section. They'll be in the next episode, by the way, as well as a couple of final flash SBCs from the promo that we've just had. I'll put them into the start of the next episode. We might pack ourselves a 90 rated player again. Who knows? So do me a favour, hit that thumbs up, and of course sub to the channel if you're new. Have a great day, guys. I'll catch you next time. Peace.